Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the blue Terran player, Shopify Rebellion. It's ByuN. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner, the red Zerg for Dragon Kitesy Gaming, Dark. Whew. It's going to be a good one between these two. Two previous world champions. And two of, I would say, the best players in the world right now. ByuN, I think, is a little bit higher rating in general right now than Dark, but we saw Dark's late game last game, and that's pretty much unstoppable. It looks just about as good as that in ZVT as well. I don't know if we're going to get to a late game, though. Both of these players like their early game aggression, their mid game aggression in this matchup. I think they're both quite good at late game, but I feel like they just don't often get there. Sometimes, though, we've definitely seen Dark lately against some Terrans in the late game scenario. And ByuN has played plenty of late games with ghosts and nukes and crazy stuff. But this game is going to be some early aggression. ByuN is not just going for the 2 racks Reaper in the wall, which has been kind of a fun build that's happened in the last couple of months. He's actually going for a 3 racks Reaper, so even more aggression heading Dark's direction. Let's see, the Reapers are going to pass through here, so Dark's Overlord should be able to spot them. That's going to be very important. We'll see. I'm a little worried, actually. So it looks like the Reaper's going through the middle. All right, this Overlord moving into the perfect spot. He's going to spot that first Reaper. The first Reaper, though, not really much of a tell. Maybe a little bit earlier than expected, but not that much. It's the second Reaper and the third Reaper and the fourth Reaper that are a bit more telling. The 3 Reapers being built at a time right now for ByuN. And this first Reaper just trying desperately to trade against the Lings. It needs to get out of there, though. Ooh, ByuN is playing with fire. Fortunately, he's not the one to get burned. Grenade's going to bop Queens. But in a short little while here, the Reapers can actually just beat the Queens. Pretty much straight up. Dark's still making Lings. And this first Queen gonna eat a little bit of damage. Pulls back so the second Queen can help it out. Ooh, ByuN sticking around a little too long. Does lose one of the Reapers, but as another Reaper shows up, seems pretty okay. Lings coming out to fight to help buffer for these Queens. A third Queen does pop. It's a Spine Crawler coming up in the mineral line. Dark may be a little bit concerned about the amount of Reapers that are hitting the field right now. And all those Lings have gone down. There's just one cheeky little Ling left. 10 more on the way. Ling speed still only halfway done. Oh, and look at that pullback of the Hurt Reaper. Still 3 Reapers at a time for ByuN. He is building the CC behind this. The Lings pop right into the clutches of the Reapers. And the Queen's a little bit too far away. Great transfuse, though. Dark keeping those Queens at a nice high hit point rate. Reaper's not really known for being able to take down buildings, but I don't think Dark can really defend this right now. He could start to walk the Queens over, but that's so dangerous to have them off creep. Ling speed is still 10 seconds away. This is a lot of Reapers here. This hatch might die. Oh, man. The Lings are coming out. They have speed. There's so many Reaper grenades available, though. Dark really wants to save this hatch. Keeping this hatch alive is so important. There's literally a third CC on the way for ByuN. And you know what? ByuN's not going to commit on the hatchery. He knows he needs these Reapers to stay alive. Otherwise, this Ling counterattack will be way too strong. Dark sees where the Reapers are, and he's got to be happy about that. They are away from his base. Still more Reapers popping out, but it looks like those are finally the last ones as ByuN is building these add-ons. Great positioning here, too, because of this. He spawned on this side of the map. His add-ons are on the inside. So Stim is safe from Lings, as are the reactors. Ooh, a couple of Reapers getting caught, though. These ones going to try to jump up the ramp, bopping themselves up the ramp, taking a great trade against the Lings. Now the dangerous thing here for Dark, that if he loses all those Lings, he doesn't have anything to protect this base. But he does have a couple of Queens and the Spine Crawler out front. The base still has quite a few hit points. The Reapers won't really be able to dive for it. Marine follow-up, of course. It's going to be a while before the Marines are really ready, though. So Dark can just drone in the meantime, which is what he's doing. Worker count still very similar, though. And I got to say, this is a great start for ByuN, who has not only killed 1,100 minerals worth of Lings, but also is in a great economic position behind it. I mean, he's got triple CC, and once he saturates this base, he can go land that third. He is going to have to wait for a handful of Marines before he can take that third, but Dark is... he is alive, though. You know what? He's up to 55 workers now. I still favor ByuN's position by quite a bit. Dark is holding on. The real question, I think, is going to be, how does Dark do against this follow-up? He's going to spot the Marines. I mean, he knows these Marines are coming. He's just going to see that they're right there in the wall. There's no third base just yet. But that's because it's all about to happen. And with these medevacs, the Reapers are even stronger as well. With Stim Marines and the Reaper grenades, this could actually be really insane. It's a little hard to control, though. ByuN, I imagine, is very good at it. But these units don't quite move the same. I don't think we have any Banelings. Dark is just on pure Ling right now. He's going to go for a counterattack. He knows this third is being taken at the same time, and it is extremely vulnerable. Looks like he's going to split off some Lings, try to catch some reinforcements as well. Tries to get on top of the Marines. This is actually really nice for the Marines. At the same time, the Reapers defend the third base. Oh my god, ByuN is so good. Jesus. I mean, Dark successfully stopped this attack from hitting his base, but at the same time, I feel like ByuN's totally fine just defending the Lings. Trading with the Lings a little bit. That's great for ByuN right now, who's up workers. There's a lot of Lings potentially for the counterattack, but as the Lings spill into the main base against these Stim Marines, one of the medevacs is going to go down, which means most of these Marines won't be able to get out of here. Only 7 of them escape. Does force all of the Lings to come back. Jesus, there are 62 Lings out on the map. Finally, there's a Bane nest. 4 Banes start morphing immediately. +1 Carapace is done, +1 melee on the way. ByuN, of course, getting into Widow Mines now, so he's going to have Marine Mine going down here. Still has this little drop over to the right bottom side, but now he's hitting on the left top side. Armory is done as well, so the Widow Mines are going to be perma-invis without detection, which is why this overseer is being made. Oh no, the Reapers get completely surrounded. Widow Mine actually blowing up a lot of Marines there, but killing a lot of Lings as well. Dark pushes that back. The cute little drop over on this side. Try to get something done. Oh, he's focusing down the base. Does he get this base? I think he gets this base. Oh, the transfuse! The clutchest of transfuses keeps that base alive. And all those Marines died for basically nothing. They killed a couple of drones. That is actually huge that Dark keeps this base alive for at least a little bit longer. This base is mined so much, unlike 300 to 400 hit points. Insane. Dark has just a ton of Lings. So many Lings. Bane speed about to finish as well, and he's only got a few Banes, but the Ling count is actually kind of insane right now. 85. Just 85 Lings chilling. ByuN gonna stim in. He does have enough medevacs to pull all this out of here if he needs to. Widow Mine's actually friendly firing quite a bit, but also getting a lot of kills on the Lings and Banes. Medevac's doing a good job keeping these Marines healed up. More Banes being morphed. There are some Hydras out now, though, so they can help finish off some of these low hit point Marines that are left from the Lings and the Banes. ByuN pushing forward even more, but I think he's just got to pick up and get out of here at this point. Oh, poor Marauder gets left behind. ByuN at the same time morphing this 4th base into an orbital. Who needs planetaries? Certainly not ByuN. But he's taking a 4th base, and Dark is still just on 4. He does not have a 5th base on the way. Dark's up to 80 workers, and he's been mining decently. But as ByuN gets that 4th saturated, it's going to even right back up. That's not really where you want to be as the Zerg, generally speaking. The trades have been very close, though. But I guess the big problem for Dark is while he's been trading and while he's been trying to keep everything alive, he hasn't been able to do too many counterattacks, and he hasn't been able to tech up very much. His Infestation Pit is just now finishing. Usually he's very, very quick to a hive, but he just hasn't been allowed to get there. Now ByuN's going to pressure on both sides. Forced to move away over here, but he got the base. He finally kills that hatchery. Widowmine's getting some great connections on this side. A little bit of friendly fire, but plenty of enemy fire as well to keep this Marine Marauder force alive. And there's no Banes with this force. Marines stutter step back and pick up to get out of there. Oh my god, those Widowmines killing medevacs. Actually insane. ByuN has to be super careful not to pick up into these medevacs at this point. ByuN just keeping the pressure on both sides. It is 4 bases here, and there are like, yeah, there's 8 racks worth of pressure. Ghost Academy on the way. Dark is, or ByuN rather, is getting into that late game mindset as Dark is getting Pathogen Glands, but not the hive. Very interesting here. It is super heavy bio, so that makes a lot of sense. The Ling's trying to dive in and force those Widowmines to friendly fire, but I actually don't think any of the Widowmines really went off. So it is just kind of the bio fighting straight up here. At the same time, ByuN moves back in to try to kill this base once again. He's focusing it down. He's got this 2-2 bio. He will get it, and he picks up and gets out of there. Kills the base a second time. It's revenge for it staying alive for so long. And Dark's in a bad spot economically. He has been stuck on 3 bases for a while. And ByuN, in the meantime, he's on 76 workers, 4 fully saturated bases at this point for the most part. Drops a 5th CC. He knows he's ahead economically. And as he gets into Ghost and tanks here, he's got to be feeling pretty all right. But Dark is getting into Infestors, and we've seen Dark do some wonderful and crazy things with Infestors. So ByuN definitely needs to be very careful. Oh, he's going to bust down some rocks, make a more straightforward path, clear some creep here. Scans, he does see the Infestors. I don't know if he has any ghosts with this. It doesn't really look like it. Doesn't have the ability to just snipe those bad boys down, but there's 4 ghosts on the way. He will get there. He wants to try to kill a base that's over here. I don't think he knows that there's not a base over here yet. This drone was meant to do that. And yeah, he's just going to spot, oh, there's no base there. There's no base there, and he knows this hatch isn't finished yet. He's dropping in the main. I mean, this is brutal for Dark right now. Dark is not stoked on this situation at all. The drop in the main gets cleaned up, but there's a push on the left. There's a push on the right, and this push on the right is doing great. A couple of really nice fungals, but good splits from ByuN. He doesn't take a ton of damage from those fungals. He pulls back. He's got a siege tank. And because of all this pressure, Dark has to split his units. It's such a difficult thing to do well in this situation. If you split just a little bit incorrectly, you will lose one side egregiously. Excellent fungal, though, forcing this bio back, fungling a little bit of it at a time, surrounding it. Oh, the focus fire from the tanks, though, kills an Infestor. ByuN's going to pick up some of these units and focus back over on the left side where he is stutter-stepping successfully against this. Target's down a Baneling. Lings die to the Widowmine. However, the Hydras will push this away, but now there's the triple drop in the main. It's not a ton of bio, but Dark has to respect this, and these Lings are just flooding in the worst possible way. Drones are being targeted down. I don't really love that from ByuN, but he is going to kill a lot of them. This will all get killed as the fungals kill the medevacs. The bio will get cleaned up, but ByuN's got another push. He's going to snipe some queens here, and Dark is forced to just tap out of game number 1. ByuN had an advantage that entire game and was finally able to combo it into a win. But the fact that Dark held on for so long from such a terrible position after that Reaper attack in the beginning, Dark was in a bad spot. The fact that he's able to hold on does give me a lot of hope in this series, because if ByuN doesn't take a huge advantage, I feel like Dark actually might just be able to take those more normal games. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to karaoke tonight. I was thinking like, well, if this ends by midnight, I might just pop on over there anyways. I'll still have a bit of time. That first game, a long one already. And I don't think they're gonna get too much shorter. Yeah, we are having a struggle. Having some lobby bugs. But I think we're just gonna Alright. Getting ready for map 2. Waiting for Maddox. Maddox. Alright. He's in. Players are ready. Players are going. Going to Dragon Scales for game 2. That was a good game 1. All right. Game 2 of our best of 5. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, representing Dragon Kitesy Gaming. It's Dark. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner for the Shopify Rebellion, up 1-0. And looking very strong in that game 1. It's ByuN. Again, though, I have to commend Dark for playing from behind for so long. I think against a lot of Terrans, he wins that one. The thing is, Dark, I feel like, is one of those few players that does play better from behind. There are some players that, MaxPax, I think, is a great example of this. When he gets ahead, when he gets that tiny advantage at the start, and that allows him to get the second advantage, because his builds are very built for that, right? A lot of MaxPax's builds, he'll get one little advantage and he'll combo that, right? And it's like that thing where you have one penny and then it doubles every day. That's how MaxPax uses his advantages. He's like, oh, I have 1. Let me double that. Oh, I have 2. Oh, let me double that. Oh, I have 4. And suddenly it feels like he just snowballs into a win. But if he falls behind, if one of those doesn't quite work, all of a sudden he's in a rough spot. That happens a lot in MaxPax's games, that I've noticed. It is something he's worked on over the last couple of years, but somebody like Dark, and I think Rainer's this kind of player too, when they fall behind, it feels like they turn on Super Saiyan mode, and they'll be like in kind of a bad spot, and then they'll just play the best StarCraft of their life and come back and win in what felt like a borderline unwinnable position. It was close to happening last game, but I think ByuN didn't let go of his advantage. He didn't underestimate Dark and let him get back into it. I don't know what's happened here, but Dark is with the question marks. So this one's just the 2 racks, Reaper. What a Sim City. It is quite the wall, isn't it? It is quite the wall. It's clearly for the add-ons, but I love how goofy that wall looked before those add-ons came down. Even then, this is not a wall, right? I'm not crazy. I don't think that's a wall. What is this bunker? Dark spots that. It's not like it's a hidden. What? All right, well, let's look at the Reapers on the other side of the map. Dark's got roaches. Oh my god. Okay. Did ByuN realize? Okay, ByuN spotted the roach warren, I think, with that first Reaper. He hasn't lost anything. That's why the bunker. I was so confused. He immediately goes into Marauders. Concussive Shell's halfway done. It's actually beautiful. He's going to lift this to force that Overlord off of the pillar. He's going to try to go kill this Overlord. I don't know if he can get it before these roaches arrive. Yeah, he is going to get it. That's actually brutal. Dark is super duper supply blocked right now. And there's 2 Marauders in this bunker. There isn't a lot of repair for it, though, so it will go down very quickly. But, oh, the Lings, though, getting on top of this. A few units caught outside. These 2 Marauders look like they are going to go down. SCV's getting pulled to fight. But the Reapers are doing so good. And as those Lings die, more units popping out here for ByuN. Man, the 3 Reapers are still alive. He targets down the Ravager. Cocoon, he gets it, and Concussive Shell means nothing gets away. ByuN takes what might... yeah, this is an insurmountable lead. There's Lings coming out for Dark. Guys, these Lings, they do the opposite of something. They do what we call absolutely nothing. These Lings are useless right now to Dark. If those were all drones, I'd say Dark still has a chance. I guess they keep the Reapers at home. This is just not good for Dark, though. ByuN... I guess ByuN doesn't really have any tech. That's kind of the best thing I can say for Dark right now. Dark's going to build 9 more drones. He's going to grab his 3rd base. It's not great for Dark. But there's no factory for ByuN. There's no 3rd CC for ByuN. And I think both of those things being true means that Dark does have a chance of getting back into this game. But it's going to be tough. And ByuN, the reason he doesn't have either of those things, it's because he's just going to move out with the units. And this is like Dark's worst nightmare right now. What Dark was hoping for is there was a factory started up, and it's like finishing now. And everything's a little late for ByuN, but maybe ByuN's a little bit ahead still. I think Dark's fine with that situation. What he didn't want was either ByuN to be way ahead or ByuN to push out across the map. And yeah, this is a full wall now with this supply depot here, and there's just too much stuff. Like I don't know how Dark holds. I'll be honest, Dark doesn't. If ByuN just pushes up this ramp, Stim's about to finish. I think he's just buying a little bit of time until that happens. We might see a scan on top of the ramp. Right now it's 3 roaches, 4 more on the way. There's no medevacs, so if ByuN stims, he's got a stim to win. He is going to go for the scan. He kills the creep tumor. Decides to pull back. Okay, that's very conservative play from ByuN. He is building the starport behind this, but still no 3rd CC. Oh, man. Dark pushes down. Yeah, there's the big stim. The Reapers are going to go down, but the Lings die. These roaches are dead, and Dark is dead. Dark might have hoped that stim wasn't done, but it was. GG gets called, and man, once again, ByuN takes it. That time super quick. The defense against the roaches was just chef's kiss. That kind of attack from Dark, I'm sure, kills a lot of Terrans. The play against the 2-Rax Reaper to counter with the roaches is such a Dark move. But excellent defense there from ByuN. The immediate hot swap into the Marauders. And getting that bunker down immediately. That weird bunker, but crucial bunker. Looks like our next map is going to be Neo-Humanity. I still feel like I'm not super... Not that I'm not familiar with these maps. I do know all these maps, but I don't feel like I have that innate knowledge of them that I'm used to. And I think that's because I haven't been playing StarCraft. And it is kind of funny that, like, when you play StarCraft, I think you get a better grasp of some of the maps in particular. Like, that's the one thing that's changed since I've last played. have to play some more StarCraft, is what I'm saying. I've missed like 2 seasons now, which is the first. If I missed 2 seasons in a row, actually, it's the first time I missed 2 seasons in a row ever in StarCraft. Like ranking, getting my ranked games in 2 seasons in a row. Crazy after 12 years of playing this game that's the case. But let's get into game number 3, excuse me. I can count. Where we're on match point. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner is our red Zerg player, down 0-2. He needs to win 3 in a row to have any hopes of winning this event right now. It is Dragon Kitesy Gaming's Dark. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, sitting pretty after a bit of a struggle game 1, but I mean, honestly, at game 2, just felt by the numbers some really strong decisions from him. And he's up, ready to take EPT Asia number 169. For the Shopify Rebellion, it's ByuN. Now, ByuN's not going for the double Rax Reaper at the front this game. It's worth noting, there's a very important reason for that. The add-ons will be on the outside, which they were last game, but last game he had the ramp to help protect them. This game, he has no ramp, no add-ons on the outside. And, I don't know, maybe he's kind of tired of going for the Reaper wall thing. Did it 2 games in a row. Slightly different builds, but still. Just going to go for a Reaper expand. And you know what? I bet Dark is happy to see that. After game 1 and game 2 went so heavily in favor of ByuN at the start, thanks to those Reapers. Sixlings coming out. Shows that Dark doesn't want to have to deal with any annoying ByuN Reaper shenanigans. You know, I'm surprised to see on this map of all maps, where there's really only one like reasonable third base to take, we don't see the Reaper trying to kill that drone anymore. That used to be a thing, and I still see it from time to time, but for the most part, like, that drone was just chilling there. The Reaper could absolutely have just gone straight to that third base and denied it. At least delayed it for a while. It takes a while for the Queen to walk over here. But it's funny, we just don't see that anymore. I feel like I see the Reaper consistently go into the natural instead of go to the third to try to block it. And like on this map, sure you could take this one, but you'd have to have a lot of forethought to send the drone all the way around. And that's where the Reaper comes from, so it's a little dangerous. It's also, I don't know, not the best base. This is really, really nice from Dark, though. He's about to get 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, and a mule. Oh my god, the door was left open for that mule. The 2 Hellions will pop, but a nice split on these Lings make it really annoying. I think the mule did end up going down anyways, even though it got led into the base. 5 SCVs, 6 SCVs for 6 Lings. Oh my god, is he going to get a 7th SCV? Not quite. Close. But no cigar on that 7th SCV. Really, really sick opening here from Dark. Those Lings sneaking around. Honestly, so insanely painful for ByuN. If he had just closed the door and let everything on the low ground die, he would have been better off. But he tried to get that mule in. He got greedy. Wanted that mule. Instead, he lost 6 SCVs and the mule. He's going to get a quick Liberator out here and try to put on some quick pressure with the 4 Hellions and the Reaper, as well as that Liberator. Dark should be pretty well set up for this, though. He's got the Spore Crawlers coming up in the main, in the natural. None of the third, but he's got the 2 queens down here. He's got a handful of lings as well to deal with the ground units. Ling finds where the Hellions are. I mean, the Spore Crawler is just perfectly set up to deal with the Liberator. The Liberator just turns around. It's like, never mind. And Dark defends. He doesn't even have to really do anything. Just has his stuff in the right places. ByuN's going to take this third, but he is down pretty significantly in workers right now. And something we see Dark do on this map to Terrans a few times. Absolutely dominate some Terrans with a build. He just maxes out on Roach Ravager. Just like a quick max out on Roach Ravager. I don't think we're going to see it this game. He's got the Bane Nest. There's no Roach Warren. And in those games, he did have like a specific opening he did that he's not doing right now. But yeah, it's just worth thinking about. Dark's always got that kind of build in his back pocket where he just curb stomps a Terran with way too much stuff. But Dark, being allowed to drone like this is really, really dangerous for ByuN, as he will just go straight up to 80 drones. He's got macro hatches coming, 2 of them in the main. He's going to drop the infestation pit. Dark is just getting everything he could possibly want. And ByuN needs to somehow stop him or slow him down, force him to make units. Dark's on 20 lings, or I guess it's like 40 lings right now. No, it's 12 lings and 7 queens. There you go. That's what that army supply is. He's so content to just sit on that for a while. Now that he sees some units coming out, he's going to morph some Banes, gets a couple more lings. But as we see, he's up on 83 drones. His hive is going to start soon. We're not even 7 minutes into this game. And I think he's about to start this hive. Dark is in such an excellent spot. And ByuN just now has the ability to put pressure on. So this is the best start Dark has had in any of these games so far. I think this is his best chance at taking one. He seems very comfortable on this map. But I haven't seen him play with Ling Bane. I've just seen him play with the Roach Ravager. Armory and Widowmine's coming up here, but ByuN is pushing out. These are 1/1 Marines. They do have combat shields and stim. These are very, very powerful units. The Lings funneling in. Banelings following them up. Oh, ooh, nice lift up there. Just loses a few Banes. The Widowmines don't really get any connections off. ByuN gonna drop on the high ground here, which Dark will spot with the Watchtower. Here's that hive, over halfway done already. Hellbats are like, haha, we're now in bat form. Bat form. Dark taking his 5th and 6th bases here. Still pushing that creep spread out everywhere that ByuN isn't. And even where ByuN is, I feel like this creep spread is still all right. ByuN is going to start putting pressure on multiple locations. I love the little Liberator here. That's such a cute play. He's got units on the front line. He's got units on the left, units on the right. Dark's going to go for an insanely huge counterattack, and there is nothing here to defend this because ByuN is everywhere out on the map. He is not at home to defend, and oh no, the Banelings rolled through. Oh, 15 SCVs going down. ByuN will come home to clean this up. That is obviously a huge amount of damage, and Dark is very happy to increase the amount of workers he is ahead. More Lings and Banes come in. Dark is not stopping the aggression. He's like, I don't think you can take super efficient trades against me right now, and I've got 84 drones. I am more than happy to take some trades. That being said, ByuN's 4th base is done. It's not a planetary or an orbital just yet, but it's turning into an orbital. ByuN just stopped caring about planetaries. But Drilling Claws is almost finished here for ByuN, and that's actually going to make these pushes really, really powerful. Dealing with Drilling Claws Widowmines is very difficult. Dark trying to bust down some rocks here. He will break down one of the rocks. ByuN just trying to keep presence out on the map, keep Dark back a little bit. But man, Dark has got Adrenal on the way. He's got 2-2 nearly done as well. He's got Infestors coming out that I think have Pathogen Glands. It's just looking so good for Dark. Leaf, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a lovely stream. It's been a while, Leaf. I'll have to play some of those Vidya together again one of these days. Not that I ever play video games anymore, but welcome, Leaf Raiders. We're in the grand finals right now. ByuN has been killing it, but this is looking like a very good game for Dark. Oh my god, I love the Infestor here. Just chilling. Just chilling this Infestor. Scan is a little bit dangerous, but why would you scan off creep? No reason to. Widowmine's getting a little bit of friendly fire, but oh, they're also killing a lot of Lings and Banes. Really nice Widowmines there. ByuN moving over to the right-hand side as well. Gets a Queen. Gonna have to lift up and get out of here as the Lings come in, but maybe that's not the place to drop. Ooh, moving over to the left-hand side as well. Banelings do all go down except for that one. The Fungal was nice, but there weren't any Banelings left to really help out. Now there's an Ultra, though. This Ultra doesn't quite have Chitinous. It's got to be a little careful unless there's another Fungal from the Burrowed Infestor. A handful of units will get out of here, but not too many. Oh my god, that Widowmine almost killed a Medevac. And now Dark is once again on the aggression, but there are still more Widowmines to fall back to. There's more Marines and Marauders popping out. I think ByuN might have enough here to stabilize. Yeah, that Fungal is again so good. And the Widowmine's just not getting the connections they need. Dark, I think he's got too much stuff. I thought ByuN was going to stabilize, but no. GG. Dark finally takes a game. He says, not getting 3-0 today. It ain't happening. As long as you don't make Reapers, we'll get a game. Dark, not usually one to not take a map in a series. All right, we're in map 4 here. Loading in. Going to Royal Blood. Sad we haven't seen too much banter in-game. They've been bantering a lot in the lobbies, and I don't know what any of it's saying, but not a lot of banter in-game. They're too focused. I remember a few weeks ago, the first KSL, actually, ByuN and Maru were in the finals, and they were bantering like crazy. I was like, how are they still microing? They did make a few mistakes, though, while they were talking, which I thought was very funny. Oh, we had a moment of pause in the loading screen. I was like, Maddox, don't do it again. Don't do it again, Maddox. All right, let's hop on in. Join our players here. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we have the Dragon Kitesy Gamer. Dark. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner for the Shopify Rebellion. ByuN. Again, going for the high ground. Not going for the cheeky low ground, even though you'd have the good add-on position here. Just keeping it standard. Dark not going for an early pool. We have seen Dark build early pools against Terran a few times, though. I feel like I've seen that a good handful of times. Last game when I was talking about that build that he did that killed some Terrans with the big Roach Ravager max out on the last map, Neo Humanity. That build that he was doing started off with an early pool, and he would get some Lings across the map to try to like delay the CC and whatnot. But no longer. Dark seems to have moved on in his builds from that. A lot of casting tonight. My throat is it's a little sore, you know? I can feel it. I can feel it hitting the throat. It's nice though. It's such a good feeling to have like kind of a scuffed voice from casting so much. Yeah, I did something. I did some good stuff. It also means the games were good, because I really only have that issue when the games are really good. The games are kind of boring. I don't talk nearly as much. I don't get nearly as excited. Nice link micro here from Dark. Ooh, as I say that though, Reaper gets a kill. 16 hit points, gets out of there. Bobs the queen off creep too. So annoying. Quick 3cc build from ByuN this game. And no Lings counterattacking and getting a whole bunch of damage done like last game. Reaper is making sure those Lings don't sneak out this time. That was such a crucial part of last game too. It like completely halted ByuN's build in its tracks. This game though, no disruption. We'll get to see pretty much the most straightforward macro game we've seen yet, at least from the beginning here. I have a feeling the opening's gonna look pretty similar to last game, but with ByuN just in a slightly better position. Maybe his Liberator will be able to get some damage done this time if he goes for one. It actually looks like follow up a couple of barracks. Okie dokie. It's I guess a little bit more standard. Yeah, he went for the starport before, maybe even before the CC. I wasn't super paying attention to the build because I was focused on the SCVs dying. But I don't think ByuN's worried about getting too many worker kills this game since he is going to have that quick third CC. Did Dark lose by means of cheeses in the last two games? So in game one, ByuN did go for a cheesy opening with the triple Rax Reaper. It did a lot of damage, but the game did end up going on for another 10 minutes. I think it was like a 14-minute game. So the damage was significant for the game, but Dark didn't lose to it. Just ended up putting him in a bad position he was never able to get out of. Game two, ByuN went for, again, it was like a 2 Rax Reaper opening. I wouldn't call that one a cheese, though. It's kind of a slight aggression of an annoying build. Dark countered it with a cheese, though. He went all in on 2-base Roach Ravager Speedling, and ByuN held that, and then his counter push won. So, kind of, but not really. It's the game two was really weird, and game one ByuN did cheese, got enough damage done to end up winning. Quick recap for you if you missed games 1 and 2. Game 3 though was very, very standard macro game. Dark ended up taking. ByuN got put in a bad spot right at the beginning though by losing like 6 SCVs and a mule at the start of the game. It was a really brutal loss for him, and I don't think he was ever really able to come back from it. Dark just had free reign. This game that has not happened. And I think ByuN's in a much better spot for it. Dark, though, still been allowed basically free reign here. He's up to 70 workers already, and I think he's going to hit 80 before too long as this 4th base is up and running. ByuN's got his 3rd base up and running, though, and he is going to start pushing out. This is all happening a lot earlier for ByuN than last game. And it's really, really important that he gets out here on the map with these Marines, with the Hellions. Starts putting that pressure on and keeping that pressure on. Oh, this is great. Great for ByuN. Clears a ton of creep. A ton of creep. That was like 12 creep tumors. This is wild. Yeah, he's killed 16 creep tumors already this game. I love how he kept the Hellions back at home too to defend against any Ling counterattacks. But Dark's going roaches this game. I don't know if ByuN has realized it. It's hard to say. I feel like he hasn't realized that it's roaches coming out yet. But as I say that, he swaps the factory onto the tech lab. With tanks coming out, I think he must have spotted some roaches, because I don't think he's like seen the roach warren or anything. But he must have spotted the roaches. Burrow and tunneling claws though here for Dark. That is, I mean, that's kind of crazy. I feel like that's not something we see against Terran very often, but this is a really Dark kind of move. And ByuN is so ready for it. Oh no, Burrow. Burrow was late to the party. Tunneling claws is already done, but Burrow isn't. Rip. ByuN's got a missile turret going up. Yeah, he is so prepared for this. Obviously, the missile turret doesn't kill the roaches or anything. But it just means he's thinking about it. It's in his mind. Oh no, roach speed isn't done here. Dark being caught a little bit with his pants down. There were some roaches not at the fight on time. And I think ByuN gets a really nice fight there. That being said, he does get pushed back. He's only got the one siege tank out, so he's going to have to siege it up back by the third. But Dark's down way more roaches than he expected to be. All those lings died at the front. Roach speed not being done, really hurting Dark here. He doesn't have that burrow yet either, but as more lings show up, he's got a bunch of Ravagers still. I think they're all still alive. So many Marines up front, though. The tanks are going to eat a lot of the biles. SCV's getting pulled off the line. ByuN knows this is a big, big attack from Dark. He is just sending everything. More roaches and lings on the way. It looks like this tank, oh my god, it's staying alive. The bile's not quite able to hit it. And as the roaches die up front, the Marines get on top of the juicy, soft, squishy Ravagers. Lings coming up to try to save them, but so many of those Ravagers die. ByuN is holding beautifully. This tank, alive on 10 hit points with 12 kills, is an absolute monster. And ByuN holds on. Dark is still up in army supply, but it's a lot of stuff in production, a lot of stuff running across the map. And I don't know, 74 drones, but this base is barely mining right now. It looks like Dark's going to send some Ravagers around the side. He's going to drop the bile and finish off the badass tank who did not get repaired. However, the Ravager dies for it. There is still another tank here. More tanks on the way, but it's just one tank production. Oh no, it's two tank production. I like it. Dark's gonna dive in. ByuN's got a lot of Marines that are not here right now. I don't know if he was expecting the follow-up to hit so soon. The Marines finally show up, but the bile's zoning them away. There's more Marines in the natural. SCV's coming off the line to fight. The Marines in the natural gonna kind of surround these units, and Dark's gotta shoot them as he leaves. A tank pops out. Bit of an awkward position. So many SCVs going down. Oh, I think Dark might just have too much here. GG gets called. And ByuN holds on to the first wave, but he was just kind of out off to the side for that second wave. He had a bunch of Marines with those medevacs just out in weird space there. I guess trying to wait, see if there was an attack over on the right-hand side. It didn't come. And Dark ends up pushing through with the Roach Ravager. I mean, what did I say? I said it last game. I was like, Dark's got it in his back pocket. He can always just build a bunch of Roach Ravager and win the game. Next game, Dark was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just do that. How do you stop that? There's ways. There's ways to stop that. I think ByuN didn't realize it was coming, right? He got caught completely off guard. He did get a good catch at the beginning that helped him hold that first wave, but he held it barely. And it's not like Dark was all in on 3 bases. Dark was on 74 drones, solid drone count. He had a great economy behind it, and he kept killing SCVs too, which was crucial. The sneaky Ravager bile to finish off that tank was beautiful. And now we're going to match point. I was worried this was going to be a 3-0 when ByuN just went up 2-0, but Dark's going for the reverse sweep, and he is 1 game away from it. Gressvan is our final map. What a series, man. This is a wild one. Gresfon's given us some really good late game TVZs too, so there's a possibility we end up going long on this map. But as I say that, part of me feels like somebody's cheesing. Part of me feels like ByuN's going to be like, proxy 3x. We'll see. Or maybe it'll be Dark, who's like, I'm just going to build some roaches at the start this time. Guess there's only one way to truly find out. And that's to get into the game. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the red Zerg player for Dragon, Kitesy. It's Dark. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner is the blue Terran for the Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. No cheeky cheeses happening here. Both players going for God's honorable macro. Gonna be a long night. Yep, that's right, BB son. It do be a long night indeed. But you know what? Man, these games have been so good. For sure worth it. Alright, sorry. Ooh. Knocking things over. Was that a CC first? Hold on. While I'm over here knocking things over, ByuN's going command center first. I do love that. I do love that. Nice way to try to take an advantage in game 5 here. It's kind of like a macro cheese almost. Followed up with the second racks and the double gas. Dark should probably realize this once the Reaper doesn't show up. Quick reactor too. Okay. Is this the like 2-1-1 follow-up to CC first? That's like a thing, isn't it? It's kind of what we got going on here. Dark's like, hey, where's that Reaper? I actually think he spotted the CC finishing up, so he knows this is a CC first. He wants to put some pressure on. There's 2 Marines on the way, but the Lings are coming. ByuN can always just pull the SCVs up to the high ground though, and I think that's what he'll probably do here. Keeping the boys safe. Stim is on the way. We're going to see 16 Marines in 2 medevacs heading across the map in a little bit here out of ByuN. Unless... I don't know what ByuN is saying, but there's a lot of stuff coming across the map right now. He says, stop it. Oh, no. Ooh, there are some Marines up on the high ground. SCV's being pulled to fight. 2 more Marines pop out at a beautiful time for ByuN. And oh no, this does not look good. This does not look good for Dark. He's still got more Lings coming across. He might be able to force ByuN to stop mining on the low ground. He did kill quite a few Marines. Oh, there's a bunch of Lings waiting down here. Dark is showing just a few. He's like, no, I just have a few, don't worry. But there's so many more, and he gets a great surround. ByuN forced to close the door, but Dark's going to kill every unit outside of the door, including these 2 poor little scavies. And now Dark is done making Lings. Oh, wait a minute. What's that I see? 12 more Lings. It's kind of beautiful, honestly, because if you're ByuN, you're like, all right, he's got to be done making Lings now, right? That's it. That's it. He's done making Lings. And then Dark's like, nah, dude, I'm making more Lings. And the hard thing for ByuN here is Dark's on 40 drones now. Dark's been slowly droning behind this too. Every round of Lings, followed by a round of drones. Every round of drones, followed by more Lings. Now that was finally not a good trade for Dark. And in fact, we see the trades are relatively even here. Oh my god. Oh. Wow. I don't know if that affected you guys at all. I hit the Windows key by accident. I don't know. I don't even know what I was trying to look at anymore. Windows key. Oh, man. I don't know. I hit some combination of keys that put the lock screen up. I've never had that happen before. Put the lock back in. Yeah, 9 SCVs went down. That is a bit of a problem. But as we see, the worker count's not too terrible for ByuN. Doesn't have a third CC, though, which is a bit painful. And remember that, like, stim marine drop he was planning? That was supposed to hit, like, a while ago. So now it's going to go out. Now all these Lings Dark made, though, can be defensive. He's got the Queens as well. He's got to be feeling pretty good about his situation here. Those Lings earlier did their job. Yeah, they didn't technically trade well, but they kept the Marine count low. They kept the SCV count low. Delayed this push by a ton. The Marines stim in. They shoot the Queen. The Queen gets transfused. And the Marines leave. Gonna go hit the main, but the Lings are already here. And there's a Roach out. Roaches are coming out for Dark. He wants to take this advantage he has, and he wants to just keep the pressure on. And Roaches are so beautiful for that. He's on 57 drones. He's finishing off that 3-base drone count. Should be getting up to 66 here in a little bit. No 4th base. At least not yet. Right now it is just Lings and Roaches. Building some Ravagers as well. That being said, ByuN has a couple of siege tanks in nice positions back at home. He's very quick into the tanks this game. Got combat shields on the way. He's got Marines coming out. He's got the pressure on both sides. He's going to stim in and realize there is no 4th base. I don't know if he's going to be happy or sad about that. He sees more Roaches and Ravagers. I feel like no 4th base is actually really nice for ByuN. As I say that, Dark does put one down in the forward position. Marines are going to dive in here. They should be able to get a couple of drones. Probably not going to get too much. Get an Overlord as well before they lift up and get on out of there. +1 is done for ByuN, though. I think ByuN can take this 3rd base. I don't know if Dark can actually push in to, like, the triple siege tank position here. Dark's got 1-1 about to finish, though, so he's going to have that upgrade lead. Got more Roaches coming out. He is up at 67 workers, and I think once this 4th base finishes, we'll see him dive up to maybe around that 75 count that we saw last game. And then it might be on ByuN to just defend. 10 Roaches being made, more Overlords coming out. Dark climbing up to 170 supply right now. Maybe he doesn't even want those last few drones. ByuN, he's got 4 well-spread siege tanks. He's got a lot of stim Marines. Combat shields is done. He is down an upgrade, but he's paying attention here. And he's going to send this Marine out. He's going to spot the fight. Ooh, he's going to spot the Roaches, rather. Stims back in to take this fight. Tries to put down some supply depots. He's going to jump on top of the Ravagers. Kills a ton of them. But Lings and Roaches from the right-hand side getting on top of the tanks. A couple of those tanks going down. The Biles finishing them off. ByuN stimming his way through Biles. Oh, no! Losing so many Marines to those Biles. Yeah, he gets a few Ravagers. But he comes back home and there's just nothing here. That being said, Dark lost a lot as well. Marine's going to try to stim on top of the Ravagers, but pick up and get on out of there. ByuN's just trying to keep Dark at home for a little bit right now with this drop. Because the longer ByuN can take to set up, the better for him. But Dark's up to 77 workers now. He droned a little bit behind that. He got this 4th base all set up. He's going to drop a 5th. And ByuN's in a tough spot because he needs to be there to defend. He doesn't want the same thing that happened last game to happen this game, where he maybe tries to move out a little bit, tries to put some pressure on, and that's when Dark hits. So he needs to make sure he knows where the army is and be in the right position. He's getting some Marauders out as well. The Marauders going to be pretty crucial here. A little bit behind in the upgrades as 2-2 is on the way for both of them, but it is ahead for Dark. Oh my god, ByuN is lifting up into 4 fully loaded medevacs. And there's one little Marine here on the 5th one. And he's going to head straight to the main. Queens are on the way. I don't think they realize how much stuff is in here. Dark's counterattacking. Oh my god, we have the unsiege from ByuN at the worst possible time. And ByuN's just going to try to lift up those tanks, stim away. Is there enough here for Dark to deflect this drop in the main? There's a lot of stuff. There are some good transfuses, though. Dark holding on for as long as possible. He's going to force the lift up. He's going to force ByuN to disengage. And in the meantime, Dark is pushing into the natural. He's dealing damage at the 3rd. Forces the cancel on the 4th base. But you know what? This is actually going okay for ByuN, I think. This tank is dealing a ton of damage. A lot of workers going down on both sides. ByuN is still dealing damage in the main base now, though. And Dark gets pushed away by the bio. Another siege tank is going to pop out. Dark needs to be a little bit careful here. He seems more focused back at home, which I think he should be. But that means he's eating some big tank shots. Oh my god. Where did this army come from? That is so much army. And ByuN's just going to run back up to the high ground. I don't think there's any high ground vision from Dark, but he just walk up the ramp at this point. The siege tanks try to siege up, and they just get biled down immediately. One more siege is up on the back. ByuN's going to take a great fight here. He is still dealing damage on the other side, but he's losing everything in his natural. His 3rd base is lifted right now. Can he get the units out to deflect this? He's pulling all of the SCVs, and now he's got to pull these medevacs home. But look at this army from Dark. He has 128 army supply, and that is just too much Zerg. GG gets called. Dark takes the game, takes the series with the reverse sweep. Down 0-2, wins 3-2. What a god. That is the world champion level play right there out of Dark.